Hi there. Welcome to my channel, currently called Let's Have a Day. I'm Cami, and this is my attempt at a daily video diary kind of thing where I talk about my mood, how it's affecting my productivity, which for me means am I moving, am I getting stuff done, what stuff am I doing. All of this is an attempt to just try to be more productive. All right, so starting with check-ins, mood check-in. It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, so my mood is good, provisionally, that I don't hear any bad news. Of course, there's a lot of bad news out there, and I keep my eyes off of it because I need to focus on being healthy for my family. Physically, I feel okay. Not fabulous. I've been having this thing lately where when I move up and down the stairs, sometimes at the top, I just feel completely weak-kneed and like it's sucked all my energy out. So that's me physically. And anyhow, back to the mood. Like I said, I'm in a good mood. Whether it's going to be a good mood that's productive or a good mood that's not is yet to be seen. My focus today is to make sure that I don't get paralyzed, that I don't doom scroll or spend too much time playing video games. My affirmation, I guess my focus could also be to stay hydrated. My affirmation for today is I deserve to live an uncluttered life. I deserve to live an uncluttered life. And that means the clutter around me, which is dragging down my mental state, and any kind of clutter that somebody else might try to put on me or that's going on in the world or whatever. I deserve to live an uncluttered life. I'm meeting myself where I am at today, which is, like pretty much what we've seen for the last week. I have a lot of ideas for getting things in the order that I want them to be, but not always getting as much done every day as I want to, and that could be because I'm planning too many things, or it could be that I just I'm still struggling with how much time I sit still, whether it's to mindlessly play a video game or watch something to take my mind off everything or whatever. But that is where I'm at today, is that I feel like it's possible I might be paralyzed in inactivity, or I might go crazy and get going. And before we go any further, I'm just going to do the thing. I'm going to say to myself to accept what is and breathe deeply. It is what it is. And we talked about this yesterday. Accepting what is doesn't mean being okay with what is. It means just not fighting mentally around the idea of what should be. This is what it is. And I'm going to take a deep breath, because sometimes what it is, lots of times, causes me stress and anxiety, and a deep breath is always helpful for that. Accepting what is gives me a bit of clarity around is there something that I can do, right? And maybe there's not, and maybe sometimes you just got to let it go. You got to accept what it is, and you got to just let it go. Today I want to talk about one of my other mottos, better living through introspection. And what I mean by that is that I've made it a habit for many years now to look inside. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? How's it affecting what I'm doing? How's it affecting what I'm saying? Is it helping me be or stopping me from being the person I want to be? basically just looking inside and taking an assessment. And this can happen at any point of any day, multiple times a day. Actually, like just sometimes I'll just be thinking, what's going on in this crazy head of mine? And sometimes, like if I'm in an emotional situation, or if I feel anxious, or I feel defensive or whatever, I definitely, those are times when I will take a look inside and be like, okay, so what am I defensive about? For instance, did somebody just tell me something that I did that hurt them or bothered them? Is my response going to be defensive, or is it, or maybe I should take stock in what they're actually saying, and is it something that I have done? Do I need to apologize? Do I need to ask myself why I did that? Do I need to formulate a plan about how to do better? Or even sometimes, they're wrong. They don't necessarily, they have a right to be angry. That's their thing, right? We accept people where they're at. We let them have their valid emotions, but how we react to it is important. Sometimes when I'm angry or frustrated, I will just pause and I will say, okay, what is going on? What am I really angry about? Am I angry about the current situation? Am I angry about what the person is saying to me or has said? What is it really? And sometimes, I can just identify it as just frustration with accepting what is, right? That feels frustrating to me, that certain things are what they are. And that goes back to this thing that I think I've talked about before, where it's like, when we are accepting what is, and when we are looking inward and observing what might be causing our reactions or our emotions or whatever, we're not saying nothing to be done about them. We're just naming them, okay? We're looking at them without judgment. We're naming them. A lot of times when you just name what you're feeling or thinking, the next steps become clearer. Sometimes they don't, but at least you have a better idea of what you're working on, what you need to work on to get through whatever situation is occurring. So observing it, giving it a name, and then possibly deciding how we want to deal with it. Is it something we want to set aside for later? Is it something we want to address right now? But we're looking inward, we're figuring out, why do I feel the way I feel? An interesting example is, years ago I started taking a medication, one of the various experiments I've had in life of what medications might help my mental illness, and I was taking it was Wellbutrin, and I was taking it, and after some weeks after, not weeks, days, whatever, after I started taking it, I just, everything my husband was doing was driving me insane, just nuts. Like I couldn't get over why was he trying to do everything every day just to make me crazy. There's one time that the fight was really about to brew up. We were in the car and I was looking at him like, I don't understand why you're trying to make me crazy. And I had a flash of insight that why would he be trying to make me crazy? I mean, we don't have that kind of relationship. He's not that kind of person, right? Is it possible that he wasn't trying to make me crazy, but that I was feeling angry or crazy or something inside? And then I sort of put it together that I had just started taking this medication, and it was having an effect on how my brain was working and my emotions were occurring. And I realized it wasn't him trying to make me angry or irritated or bothered. It was me. And so by being able to look in and examine the feeling I was having and ask myself, why am I having this feeling? It was out of place. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today, was the idea of better living through introspection, when we look inside and we try to name what it is we're feeling. What we do about it is another question for another day. Well, that's it for today. I hope you found something useful. Let's get out there and have a day.